Okay, so this is the 18th of February, and this is our starter problem, okay? And we are moving on to a new topic today. So have a go at the starter for a couple of minutes, and we'll see how we get on, okay? Get as many done as possible in 3 minutes. Let's have a look. Okay, so hands up. Who is going to give me a solution to any one of these? Okay, Maya.
For the first one,
Yep.
A odd number is 21.
The 11th odd number, okay? So just quickly to go through 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's the first 5. 11, 13, 15, 17. That's the first 10. So the 11th is 19. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17. Have I made a mistake?
Yeah, you have.
Have I? Where?
That's 9. That's 9, so that's 10, so it's 21.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Exactly.
Good job, Maya.
I'm not stupid.
I can't count. Okay, 21.
So are you applying some other people in your class on?
Right, what about Christian? Shh. What about the 11th? Well, any other one. Let's any one at all.
I'll do what fact.
Any question at all. Hands up.
For
Yes, Christian.
okay. Well, the factors I got 2.
Factor's 36, so 2.
2, 3, 4,
Yep.
6, 9, 18.
No.
Okay, so how can we check this?
2 times
2 times 18 is 36.
Yep.
Keep
3
going.
times 9 is 36.
3
No,
times 4 times 9 is 36. What else?
6 times 6 is
6 times 6 is 36. What about 3?
12.
3 times 12, so we also need to have 12. You're also missing another 2 factors.
1 and 36.
Right, don't forget the easiest ones. 1 and 36, okay, as well. Okay, good. Any other questions? Come on, Ella. Any?
Okay, so I'll do what is the 11th prime number?
Okay.
And it's 29.
Okay, so let's check. 2, 3, 5, 7. What's the next one? 11. Next one. Keep going. 17, 19, 23, 27. Let me check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not a prime number.
Oh,
29. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the next one is good, 31.
I don't have right. Oh, I got that.
Okay.
What did you get? I got it right, but I did it wrong.
Okay, what about any other ones?
Yeah, it's not a square number.
Oh yeah, we
1
wanted
is not
one.
a prime number.
I can do
I
polygons.
think the square number.
I'm really good at polygons.
37.
Wait, can I do one?
The polygons.
1 is not prime. Okay, hands up. Daphne?
Who's like the 11th square number? Is it 144?
Okay, let's check. First one is?
Well, I did it weirdly. It's like, can I tell you what I did? It's like, you know, like every number, like if you multiply it by itself,
Yeah.
it's, you know, gonna be the square number, but like you can't do 1. So I did like, 12 times 12.
12 times 12. Okay, well the first one is 1 times 1, which is 1.
Oh, does that count?
Yeah.
Oh, that
And the
is
next
not
one is
144. It's
2 times 2, which is
121.
21.
so it's going to be 11 times 11. Yeah, good, which is 121. Good.
Can I do
Okay, next one, Isabel.
Can you do the, what are the names of the regular
Yep.
polygons? Okay, so A is pentagon,
Yep.
B is hexagon,
Yep.
and C is heptagon. Oh, heptagon.
Okay, now
Yeah.
my pen is frozen. Come on, pen. Yep, hexagon and heptagon, or some people did actually say septagon is actually fine as well.
That's
I
okay.
told you.
That's okay.
But we more often than not use heptagon. Okay. What else? What about this one? This is what we spent all last term looking at. The formula of this shape. Maya?
2 pi r squared plus pi r.
Okay.
Pi r squared.
You did surface area. We won't bother you. So volume equals,
It says volume.
David?
Pi r squared
Yep.
times height.
Pi r squared times height. Good.
Is this recording right now?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, what about 2.5 times 3.9 without a calculator?
Oh, 9.75.
Yay, we got that.
Okay, let's check. Easiest way, listening, to do these without a calculator is to set it out with long multiplication. Okay, so we do 5 9s are, 9 2s are,
18.
add 4.
22.
Okay, what do we have to put down here?
A decimal. Oh, a 0.
A 0, right? And then we have to do our 3 times 5, which is 15. Carry the 1. 3 2s are 6. Add the 1 is 7. Add them together. Now, where people make the mistake is, where do you put the decimal point?
Because it's between
One,
9
two.
and the 7.
Right, I come in one place here. I come in one place here. So I have to come in how many places?
2.
2 places. So the answer
But
is
with addition, you don't.
9.75. Exactly. So 9.75. Okay, last question. Name the red part. Shh. This is something that you may not know. Sienna. Okay, what is the name of the red part of this circle? Any ideas? Savi?
Part of a circumference.
It's part of a circumference.
That's what we have.
Yep. It is part of a circumference. It has a special name. If you don't know, that's fine. It is called an
The surface.
arc. Okay?
Oh.
The surface.
Right, so listen, today what we're going to do is move on to a new topic, okay? Which is to do with this. Yep, and it's going to be some algebra.
No, I don't.
So, listening.
I love A plus B equals CC.
Okay, so we're looking at algebra and linear relationships. Okay? Now, you don't need to write this down. I have got copies of it for you. Okay, this has got the unit topics that we're going to look at, most important stuff, and then a few questions that we're going to answer along the way, as well as global context. Okay, so I'll give this out and you can have a look at it and put it in your book. There are some prior knowledge questions that we need to know how to do. Okay, so prior knowledge that we need for this. So if I scroll, hopefully this will work. Okay. So this is the kind of prior knowledge stuff that we have to be able to cover for this topic, okay? We have to make sure that we're all good at this. Now, if there's anything in here that we're not sure about, okay, we can look at it before we actually get into this linear relationships topic, okay? So in your books, okay, you've got your cover sheet, okay, and you're going to write down prior knowledge, and we're going to have a go at these questions, okay? Now, I want you to write out the question, okay, in full, okay? It's not much to write. I want you to write out the question in full, and today is the 18th of Feb, 2019. Okay, so have a go, and we will come back to this shortly. I'll just move it down. All right, let's have a look at question 1. Okay, so help me out here. What is the 3 doing to the A? Hands up. Sienna? Okay, same with the 4 is multiplying to the B. Okay, so this is the method of substitution. So we are taking our 3, we are substituting A, which is the value of?
4.
4, okay, so I've got 3 times 4 plus 4 times B. What is B? Negative 2. Okay, now you can write it with the times sign. Some people may even write it with a little, sometimes they do it like this, with a little dot, okay? I prefer with brackets because I don't get confused with, you know, what operation I'm doing, okay? Now, you can put this all into a calculator if you want.
It looks like a Nokia.
Okay, so most of you have this type of calculator. So I've got 3 times 4. And I'm adding on 4 times negative 2. Making sure that you use the negative button on your calculator. equals, did we all get 4 for our answer?
Yep.
Good. Everybody got the second one okay?
Yeah.
No.
So I've got A is,
Oh, it's -2? I
it's
didn't see that
-2,
there.
yep.
Oh my goodness,
So for A, it is -4,
So you got the first one wrong too.
adding on
I
5
got all of them wrong.
to -2. Okay, making sure you read the question carefully.
Really good.
Right, again, you can use your calculator. When it comes to your e-assessment, you will be able to use a calculator, okay? We'll have a calculator like this one on the screen, okay? So you need to make sure you know how to use it.
You can't use a real one.
Nope.
Oh,
Neg
like,
plus.
what if you like a special need where you need physical vitamin?
Second one, did we get -14?
Yes.
Wait. -4.
So let me see right now.
-5.
Yeah, so -4
My God.
plus -10 is -15.
Is it like this?
All right, and the last one, you need to be careful of your positives and negatives. We've got -3 multiplied by 4. We're taking away 6 times -2. Now, I'm going to work through this just to show, so we don't make any silly mistakes. So -3 times 4 is? What's -3 times 4? -12. What about this part? How am I going to deal with this? Sabi?
So you'll work out to minus -12, but a negative and a negative is a positive.
Right.
So you just put positive.
Right.
Plus.
Good. We've got -6 being multiplied by -2. Negative times a negative is a positive.
Yeah.
So -12 plus 12 is
0.
0. And again, if you put this straight into the calculator like this, you will get 0 out. Okay? Hands up if you got 3 out of 3.
I'm super smart.
Okay. Hands up if you just made a mistake with the reading the question. Okay, good. Let's have a look at B. Sorry, not a B, a question 2. When a question says solve, I'm not going to do it. What does it mean? It means
Find the answer.
find the answer.
Find the answer.
Find the
Variable.
variable. Okay, find the unknown. So your answer has to look like x equals something for each of these. Okay, and I'll just scroll this further down. So if you, you can have a go at the last one as well. Okay, let's put this.
Oh, I know what it is.
Okay, so having a go at those 4 for me,
The last
please.
one, does that say root x?
This one?
Oh,
Here?
yeah.
Yeah, I'll let me. No. Back up. Undo. Undo. Okay. So this one, if I write it again, is square root of x, take away 4, equals 1. Okay? Yeah, so we'll quickly go through these. Now, it's really important, listening, or you set these things out, okay? Quite often it's easy to see what the answer is, even with the more nasty looking ones like this. But you have to show you're working, okay? Because quite often it won't be that the numbers are as nice, okay? Now, if we're working out what x is, I need to be able to get rid of certain things on this side, okay? Now, if I'm getting rid of the -7, if I'm bringing it over, what do I have to do to both sides? Plus 7 to both sides. So that leaves me with 6x equals 11 plus 7, which is 18. I now need to get rid of the 6. Yep, 6 is being multiplied, so what's the opposite of multiplying? Divide both sides by 6. 18 divided by 6 is 3. Okay, good. This one exactly the same. Okay, Isabel, you said if I want to make this just x squared equals something, what do you have to do?
When I first did I don't know if this is relevant, but it's just 8 divided by 2 equals 4.
Yeah, you're dividing both sides by 2. What is the 2 doing to the x squared?
It's multiplying.
So to get rid of it, I have to divide. 8 divided by 2 is 4.
When I got 4, I did x squared equals 4.
Yep.
And then I did x equals 2.
Yep. What's the opposite of squaring something?
Square rooting.
Right, so I need to square root both sides. Come on, 10. So I'm square rooting both sides. Square root of x squared is just x. Square root of 4 is 2. No, it's also another answer, which I'm sure most of you forgot about. There's 2 answers for this.
Oh, the square root of 4.
Well, what's the square root of 4 is 2, but there's also another answer.
2 times. Oh.
Somebody said it.
2. Or negative x.
No, but let's say 2 root 4.
Oh, -2.
Negative 2,
I
okay?
said -2 because -2.
Because remember, 2 times 2 is 4, but also
Actually, no.
negative 2 times negative 2 is also 4, okay? So you should have 2 answers for this. Now, if you didn't put 2 answers in a test,
Incorrect.
it would be incorrect.
What?
Yep, it's 2 answers, okay?
But how can you do it?
Well, maybe
Okay.
you just thought you could just choose one. Like,
No, you have to have both, okay?
But usually when you now we know they mark it wrong.
they're like, oh,
Yeah, but in this case, listening? So in this case, remember, the x squared equals 4, okay?
How are you supposed to know?
Remember,
Same for, like,
if I, listening, listening, it will always be 2 answers for x squared equals 4 or x squared equals 9, okay? Because if I substitute my answer in, if I put 2 into this, 2 squared is 4. If I put negative 2 into this, negative 2 squared is 4, okay? There will be 2 answers.
Basically, any square.
so
Any whole
Any
number
square.
word.
Any
No,
equation like that with
the 4 change. Any perfect square is like you have to put
It can be
2.
anything. If I have x squared equals, let's say, 10. Okay? And now I want to work out what x is. I take the square root of it. Okay, now if I put this into the calculator, let's just quickly do this. Okay, this is important. And my square root button is, I need to do the second button here.
The answer is 3.1622776.
And how do I change this? I need mode. I need to
Does
go
that
down
occur in the last question?
here. Nope. Okay, so let's do that again.
Do it.
Square root of 10. Okay, 3.16. So the calculator just gives you the positive answer. But if you were doing this in a test, you would also have to write down the negative value as well, okay? Now if you wanted to write it, if you wanted to be really fancy, one way that you could do it is just writing plus and minus the square root of 10, because this shows that you know that it's positive value, but it can also be negative as well at the same time. Okay? This is really the fancy way of doing it. Okay.
Wait, you haven't done 3.
Yep. We haven't done 3 and we haven't done 4.
Oh, we haven't. Wait, what? Where's 4? Wait, is this still recording?
Yep.
Was right there.
You have a question? Okay, so I need to get rid of the minus 4, so I need to add 4 to both sides.
Question 4.
So on the left-hand side, what am I left with, Zuri? Root x. On the right-hand side, I'm left with what, Leila?
5.
Yep. And how do I then get rid of a square root? What do I do to both sides? Sally? Square it. Right, good. So I square both sides, and I get x equals 5 squared,
Yeah, we just didn't do that.
which is 25. Okay. If
So
you think of,
we didn't want to do that. So
Christian.
we did the we did the square in first.
Yep.
So then it was just 1 times 1, so it was just 1, and then we ended up with 5.
Oh no, you can't. So
Why?
so you said x squared minus 4 equals 1.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going to square this, you need to square the whole thing. Okay, you can't just square this bit and this bit,
But
okay?
then that would have been 16, and then it would have been
And then what I would need to do is, now, if I've got, I'm multiplying this whole bracket by itself, okay? Which would be like this.
right. Okay.
And then you multiply out the bracket, and you will eventually still get down to the same answer, okay?
Would you get
So
more?
just be careful, okay, doing it that way, okay? Make sure, ladies, Maya and Bella, that you get this correct way written down, okay?
I'm writing that.
Okay?
How do you write x squared in like a root. Like,
So if
can
I
you do
wanted
that?
to,
X squared and root.
Like, how can you like show that you squared it?
so I would
Which
write
is in another one.
square root of x, and then I'm just going to square it.
Oh, I just
Okay.
wrote it square.
So you could add that line in as well, okay? So you're squaring both sides.
Wait, but to show that how you got to 25, couldn't you just do, because the square root of x equals 5,
Mhm.
wouldn't you do 5 squared, and then you get, and then that would show how you got to x equals 25.
Yeah. Yeah, you could write that as well. Okay, and we're looking, I'll leave that up. So has anybody done the last one?
I did, but I don't know if it's right.
Can you
Okay.
use a decimal
Can I
and
ask
fraction?
the break?
No.
The fourth one? Yeah, we've done the fourth
I
one.
changed my fraction.
Okay.
I just scroll.
Sorry. Ones.
Mine was just
Sorry, no,
one.
because I'm getting the other.
Okay,
That did
mine.
not happen since the first one.
Are we doing 3?
So we're doing question 4, and then we're doing question 3 as well, okay? Okay, so listening, I want you to have a go at this question 3 at home if you have started it, great.
Just the first one?
Okay, all 3 of these
Are
questions,
you gonna
okay?
put it on manage back?
I will write it on ManageBack, but you can take a picture of it so you have it, okay? I'm not going to write the individual questions on ManageBack, so take a picture of it if you need it, okay? Or you can write it down now, okay? I'll leave it up. And we'll go over it tomorrow.